here's the preview of the Baylor versus SMU women's soccer game, which will be played September 7th at 7 p.m. Central Time. It's either on ESPN Plus or Live Stats on this, and I will put the stats in the description below. And I will say this up front about SMU: they're 2-2 overall. They had to cancel a game like early on in the season. They have lost to TCU, which I know they're not ranked now, or currently, but still, they beat Tennessee. They beat SFA. Tennessee 2-1 and SFA 3-1, but they lost to Texas at Texas 6-0. Yeah, you heard me correctly. And let's just say Texas was playing against 10 players on the field for 88 minutes of the game, or 87 minutes, because a defender for SMU got a red card that early in the game, and they were already down a player, on the field. Yeah, that's not a great way to start. I mean, you were down 4-0 at half. They were down 4-0 at half. No chance to come back. And of course, in the second half, Texas scored twice, and let's just say one of them came in the last 2 minutes of the game, so they didn't technically have to score again. They could have just ran out the clock. But still, and Texas is a top 25 team, and they're going to continue to be. So, in terms of the formations that they have used in the past, they use like a three defenders, 4 midfielders, 3 forwards twice. They also have used 2 defenders, 5 midfielders, and 3 forwards twice. So it's literally a who knows guess what's going to really occur for SMU in this game, which they did use 2 defenders, 5 midfielders, and like the 2-5-3 formation I believe the last 2 games, and for sure last game. And I'm going to address that one player that got a red card. I believe that player is not going to play. I don't think she will, because it's a rule, I believe. But I could be wrong about it. Because I know, I just remember that one time I saw a red card during a game. The player couldn't even play the next game. So, we'll have to wait and see. Now, I have some players to keep an eye on. Obviously, Samantha Estrada, like number 0, 6-foot goalie, that's a senior. 9 goals allowed, but granted, 6 of those came in the last game and 22 saves. And she had 10 saves in that game, too. But the problem is, he allowed so much. But it's not her fault entirely, I would say. Yes, it's her fault because she's the last line of defense before the net, but they were down a player. I mean, for the majority of the game here. I would say Ileana Salama, S-A-L-A-M-A, number 9, 5'3" forward. That's a sophomore, 1 goal and 9 shots attempted and 1 assist. The player that got the red card last game was Abby Dormont, number 15, 5'6" defenders. That's senior. She started all 4 games this year, and now she might not play. So I don't know if she's going to play or not. Don't be shocked she is. I'm just going to address that up front. Naya Rose, number 19, 5'6" forward. That's a freshman, 4 goals and 7 shots attempted, and she has started all 4 games this year. And that's the majority of the goals they have had this year, because everybody else has. Granted, they do have a couple players with an assist this year, like Emma Alvord, number 24, 5'8" forward. That's a freshman, 4 shots attempted and 1 assist. Treasure Byers, number 7, 5-foot midfielder. That's a freshman, 1 goal and 1 shot attempted and 1 assist. Mackenzie Rudden, number 8, 5'5" midfielder that's a senior, 3 shots attempted and 1 assist. I'm just saying those others because they did play. I mean, who got the assist, by the way. So, yeah. Obviously, you got to look at film on them and see what their strengths are and take those away. I mean, that's the truth in all this. And I know SMU did give up a bunch of shots to Texas last game. I mean, a bunch. 32 shots. They only have 4. Of course, you're not going to win at that. And they were already down a player. Let's just make that clear. Obviously, I know you beat Butler last game, but it could have easily been like a 2-1. Or it could have been 2-all even. Potentially down the line. Despite getting outshot. But you had more corner kicks than them. And you had some good goals against Butler last game. And Baylor, by the way, is 3-1-1 on the season. So yeah, I just want to let you know on that. Now I'll put the stats and just like the outlook on them in the description below so y'all can see it. Obviously, you want more shots than the opponent and control the possession and keep the ball on their side of the field and make them on the defense. Kind of like Texas did, except they did it basically because I would think 11 on 10. I mean, and I'm seriously like that's including a goalie, by the way. And granted, of course, 10 field players versus 9 field players, but you get the point. They were down a player for the majority of the game. Obviously, you want to have more corners than they do, and you got to get some good shots on goal. I mean, Texas literally had half those shots last game on target. Yeah, 16 out of 32. That's pretty good. And SMU only had 2 shots that were on goal out of 4. And yet they didn't score. Obviously, you got to come up with huge stops no matter what. And you do not need to have fouls in the box or a handball in the box on defense, obviously, or a foul in the danger area. Of course, we don't want a red card. And of course, you don't want yellow cards either because so many yellow cards means just you're going to get suspended. Of course, you don't want to have 2 yellows and get a red. I mean, in one game here, I'm just got to be smart about the yellow card situation if you have already got like 2 yellow cards on the season. I'm just saying that because it's the truth. Of course, you want to have crisp passing. I mean, and you got to win the second ball, not just the first, but the second. On the 50-50, of course, you got to play sound defense and don't give them any easy looks. You got to, like, if they get in your air, of course, I don't want to say draw a foul in the box or handball in the box because you never know what the refs do. But I'd rather just score just to score without any assistance from the refs. Of course, I know you don't want offsides a lot, but it's better than being not aggressive enough. Of course, you got to be the aggressor and make them on the defense, and you don't want the vice versa at you. So that's just an FYI on SMU. Anyways, if you like this content, like and subscribe on it so you guys learn. Find scars, we're on the road to it. Let's go.